This is Chance McKinney. I'm with NStyle Country, and you can follow me on Facebook and YouTube at Chance McKinney Music.
Hey guys, we're here with NStyle Country with Chance McKinney.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started with music? Because that's a fun story.
Oh man, I thought this was all about style. I didn't understand that you guys were going to delve into my history. So when I graduated college, I was up at Washington State University, and I got picked up by the Seahawks to move to Seattle and work there for a year. And I didn't know anybody. So I went out one night, and I've got a book, and I'm singing karaoke. And I got picked up by an all-black band. It was weird. Like three black dudes walk up to the table after I got done singing, and they're like, "Hey, are you interested in singing in a group?" And I was sure. You know, I'm as white as they get from Montana. I'm so white I'm red. And anyways, I said, "Yeah, what kind of music?" And they went Motown, and I went, "Cool, what's that?" You know, and they're So they gave me a disc with about 50-some songs to learn, and within 2 weeks, I'd fallen in love with it, and I'd never sung. I'd never sung in high school or college or anything like that. It was just kind of one of those random things that you step into, and all of a sudden we're touring through Canada, up and down the West Coast, into Australia and the Virgin Islands, and so that's how I got my start in country music.
So I hear that your first ever show was Kenny Chesney. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
There's a little bit more to it than that, but coming off the group that I got picked up in, I had written a CD, and it didn't come out anything Motown, so I recorded 9 of the first 13 songs I'd ever written, and it was terrible. It was terrible, but somehow I got this appointment with the 7th largest radio station in the nation. And so I walk in, I present it to the gal I didn't know at the time. She was the program director, but she was the senior most woman in radio for CBS Radio for the past 40 years. She took the CD, told me how terrible it was, and then kind of threw it back across the desk and said, "Get better." And, athletic background, I was totally fine with taking constructive criticism, and although there wasn't much constructive part to it, it was pretty just good, solid criticism at that time. But so I took it, and I shook her hand, and I said, "Thanks for your time." And 2 weeks later, she gave me a call and said, "Would you like to open for Kenny Chesney?" That was so. When people ask, "How do you get it in? How do you get into the music industry?" It's like, you join an all-black band, you write a really terrible CD, and then you get invited to open for Kenny Chesney.
Sounds great. I think everyone should just start doing that then.
I've ruined the book now.
Yeah.
I was going to write about it, but it's all good.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what you're wearing today.
Don't. I mean, it's raining on the way into Nashville.
It is raining. It is pouring outside right now. So tell us a little bit like how your country artistry influences your style, if it does at all.
Well, you know what? It was interesting. When I started coming to Nashville about 8 or 9 years ago, so I'd won a CMT award right out of college. That's a totally different story. I came down here and I was writing, and one of the writers was also a former artist, and he just said, "Make sure that you are you, because that's the easiest person to pull off. So if you're not going to dress a certain way all the time, don't try to pretend to be somebody else and then, turn it on at these events." So it eventually morphed into more of what I present on stage. We do what's called industrialized country. And so that's a mix of my upbringing in Montana. So I've got country vocals, country lyrics, metal guitars, Motown backgrounds, and like a pop structure. And so this is industrialized right here. It's like the Canadian tuxedo, I've got denim on denim. And, but I have an athletic background, so I've always stayed with the, like some sort of athletic shoe. Every once in a while I'll dress it up and I'll wear a boot, but not, I can't wear the cowboy boots anymore because when I was out doing shows with Darius Rucker, Darius has abnormally high, risers on stage. They're like 36 inches high. So we crawl up there and we do this part where we jump off the risers, in sync. And I broke my foot jumping in cowboy boots because I didn't realize, it's not like an 18-inch riser. It's like 3 feet off the ground. Then you jump extra high and you come down. It's like, and I could just hear it just go. So I was like, okay, I'll just go back to, running shoes. And it works for me. It's something that I do all the time.
That's awesome.
The breaking of the foot or the wearing running shoes all the time?
The running shoes. I feel like now you're prepared for anything, any activity.
I do. You know what? You never know when a basketball game is going to break out, and I'm always prepared, even in denim. So, and then I just kind of roll through different types of T-shirts. I get on these kicks every once in a while. Sometimes it's like the super high crew neck, like real thick, and then every once in a while it's, V-neck. I just try to do whatever's comfortable. If I'm uncomfortable on stage, that comes across to people. And it's, so you, first of all, have to be comfortable with yourself. And then you can make other people feel comfortable about themselves. It's not a worry.
That's some really great advice. I think lots of people could definitely benefit from that.
I always stick with a baseball hat. I pitched semi-professionally. I was a javelin thrower by trade, but I played some high school baseball and some semi-professional baseball. So it's just kind of a combination of me when there's not much thought to it. I've never been like a fashion guru. It's just this is me to the T.
Well, I think you're doing great. You look very, very good, comfortable, but yet still stylish. I'm loving it.
Appreciate it. Where did you guys get okay? I'm just gonna say, women in stretchy jeans. Like, how did you keep this a secret for so long? This is amazing.
The jeggings.
Like, literally, they are so comfortable.
I know. Mine are stretchy today, too, and
seriously,
I can wear them all day.
I could bust out and do some hot yoga right now.
Well, there you go.
It feels.
Well, thanks for hanging around with us today, and we hope to hear more from you, and you look great. So thanks so much.
Appreciate you. This is Chance McKinney, and I'm with NStyle Country, and you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram @ChanceMcKinney.